It is such an absolutely beautiful thing that in Canada, our premier metaphor is a donut. Nous avons fait beaucoup de chemin pendant les 3 derniers mois.
Covered a lot of ground in the
Presque
past
tous les
3
semaines,
months. Almost
une
every
nouvelle
week,
rencontre dans une nouvelle province.
we met in a different
La
province.
chance de travailler avec nos partenaires de CBC, de
I've had the
Radio
privilege
Canada,
to work with our
Via
partners
Rail
at
et
CBC Radio
avec
Canada,
les
Via Rail,
dizaines d'organismes
and
nationaux
dozens of
qui ont
national
contribué à ces
collaborating
rencontres.
organizations
J'ai
to make
aussi
these
eu la
national
chance de
conversations
rencontrer beaucoup
possible.
de Canadiennes
And
et
I've
de
met
Canadiennes
also several
pendant
Canadians
ce voyage. It's
during
been an
that
incredible
trip.
journey. These past 3 months, a different event, a different province, 90 days, amazing partners, the chance to meet so many Canadians in such a particular context and place after place after place, a real privilege. And I think that with the good news in a way that the 90 days is over, the real importance is that the marathon's beginning, the marathon of the next 4 years. And it's true that 2017, indeed, it does start now. And so we turn our attention not just to the next 4 years, but to what lies beyond 2017. How do we envision our country, our communities? How we use the moment, not just for reflection looking back to the past 50 years, but for the long term, out 50 years, at a time when we sometimes forget that such vision and foresight can have such an effect, can have such an impact. And so as I've turned my attention to these stories that we've heard from place to place, I'm reminded of a story that I sometimes tell of an experience with my children. I have 3 young children. They're all under 12 years old. And I live just on the other side of the river in a place called Chelsea, Quebec. And if you leave my house and drive 8-9 kilometers north, you'll turn off onto a little gravel road, you'll park your car, you wander down a number of stairs, and you find yourself at the one sort of final public access point to the river where there's a small canoe club, the Cascades Club. And from time to time, I'll head down there because the kids are there, and they'll be on the dock at the beginning of the day. These are little kids, and you can imagine they got the big canoe paddle, and they've got that life jacket, the ones that are just a little bit too big, and they kind of ride up, and they're cinching them down. And the coaches, who are teenagers, must seem like grand old adults to those kids, are there, and the primary focus for the coaches at that moment is to keep the kids on the dock, right? And so they call out, and all the boats are tethered to the dock, and the kids are there, they got their paddle, they got the life jacket, they're ready to go, and they call out, 2 feet on the dock, 2 feet on the dock. And the kids are there, and they're next to their boat. And then in a moment they say, okay, 1 foot on the boat, 1 foot on the dock. And you can see the kids, and they shift, and they kneel down, and they get 1 foot in. And the coaches are still sure and certain about the future for that moment. And then there's a moment where they say, okay, 2 feet in the boat. And the kids, they slide in. And of course, what happens? There's a lot of wobbling for sure. Some are rock solid, and 1 or 2, of course, they tip. And it makes me think that this is sort of the moment of time we're in. When you arrive at a place where you've initiated something, you're beginning something, as has happened this past 90 days. And so we know that when we jump into this 2017 canoe, that others are going to join in, and we might tip the boat from time to time. But more often than not, we're going to paddle downstream. And if we do that collectively, I think we're going to tap into something that actually it's pretty important. In fact, we've done some recent work commissioning a survey and asked Canadians what they thought of this moment of stepping into the canoe, 2017. 88% of Canadians think it's important for communities to use this milestone as an opportunity to act on local priorities, do something special beyond them for the country. And so community foundations and the partners we've met through this process are ready to start this next paddle down the river. And over the summer, we'll be gathering many of the amazing ideas that have come through this process, picking out some of our favorites, and knowing that other collaborating partners met this morning will be doing the same, and in a sense, then we'll all be ready to jump into the canoe. So notre aventure vient de commencer.
So our adventure
Restez
just
pas
started.
sur le quai.
Don't stay
Embarquez avec
on the
nous.
dock.
And
Get
vous
in with
ferez
us,
un voyage extraordinaire.
and you'll have an
Merci beaucoup.
extraordinary trip. Thank you.